Pridelands glimmered under the soft glow of a rising sun, a peaceful morning masking the turbulence ahead. But what if Mufasa had never fallen in the gorge? What if his wisdom and strength had guided Simba through not only Scar's betrayal, but also the challenges that awaited in The Lion King 2, Simba's pride? This is the untold story of how the legendary king's survival reshaped the future of the Pridelands. Mufasa stood tall atop Pride Rock, his golden mane rippling in the early morning breeze. The soft orange hues of dawn bathed the Pridelands in a golden glow, a reminder of the harmony Mufasa had fought so hard to protect. Years had passed since Scar's defeat, but the memories of that turbulent time lingered in the whispers of the wind and the shadows cast by the rising sun. As he surveyed the vast savanna, Mufasa heard soft paw steps behind him. Simba approached, his stride steady but carrying a hint of unease. The weight of kingship had aged him, though his spirit remained strong.
"Still uneasy, my son?"
Mufasa asked, his deep voice carrying both wisdom and warmth. Simba nodded, his gaze dropping to the ground. "It's Kiara, father. She's spirited, brave to a fault. I worry she doesn't understand the responsibility that comes with the crown." Mufasa chuckled, a sound like distant thunder rolling across the plains.
She reminds me of someone I once knew. A young cub who thought he could outrun the entire Pride Lands."
Simba managed a faint smile. "And look where that led us." Mufasa placed a reassuring paw on his son's shoulder, his golden eyes filled with understanding.
"It's not about controlling her, Simba. It's about guiding her. Trust her to find her own path, but be there when she stumbles. The journey shapes the leader, not the destination."
Simba sighed, his doubts lingering. As Mufasa turned back to the horizon, his gaze sharpened. A plume of dust rose in the distance, twisting like a serpent in the wind. His expression hardened.
"Intruders,"
Mufasa muttered. His voice carried a subtle growl, an echo of his protective instinct.
"Stay alert, Simba."
Kiara, meanwhile, had wandered far beyond the boundaries of the Pridelands. The thrill of exploration burned within her, a fire fueled by youthful curiosity. Chasing a butterfly, she crossed a rocky ravine and entered the Outlands, a place of barren landscapes and jagged cliffs. Unbeknownst to her, a pair of piercing green eyes followed her every move. Kovu, a young lion molded by Zero's bitterness, watched with intrigue. He stepped forward cautiously, his heart caught between Zero's lessons of hatred and his own sense of curiosity. "You're trespassing," Kovu said, his voice rough but not unkind. Startled, Kiara turned, her wide amber eyes locking with his. "I'm not trespassing, I'm exploring," she said defiantly. "Who are you?" Before Kovu could respond, a deep growl shook the air. Mufasa emerged from the shadows, his towering form bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. His presence was both awe-inspiring and intimidating.
"Step away from my granddaughter,"
Mufasa commanded, his voice a low rumble. Kovu froze, torn between fear and fascination. Zira had spoken of Mufasa as a ruthless tyrant, yet here he stood, majestic, calm, but undeniably powerful. "I meant no harm," Kovu stammered, backing away. Mufasa's golden eyes bore into him, reading the conflict in the young lion's heart.
"Your name?"
he asked, his tone steady. "Kakovu," he replied, his voice barely audible. Mufasa nodded thoughtfully before turning to Kiara.
"Come, the Outlands are no place for you."
Kiara reluctantly followed, casting a lingering glance back at Kavu. Something about him intrigued her, and she sensed that their paths would cross again. Back at Pride Rock, Mufasa and Simba discussed the growing tension with the Outlanders. Zira's resentment had festered over the years, her schemes becoming bolder and more aggressive. "We need to strengthen our borders," Simba said, pacing back and forth. "Zira doesn't care about peace. Her heart is consumed by revenge." Mufasa remained calm, his gaze fixed on the horizon.
War is the last resort, Simba. We must explore every avenue for peace before drawing claws.
Simba shook his head, frustration etched into his features. "And what if peace isn't possible? What if Zero only sees it as weakness?" Mufasa turned to face his son, his expression stern but not unkind.
If we treat every Outlander as an enemy, we risk losing our own compassion. There may be a chance for unity. Through Kovu.
Korvu, Simba's eyes narrowed. "You trust him. He's Zero's pawn,"
Perhaps,
Mufasa conceded.
but I saw something in him. A spark of doubt, a chance for change. He is not beyond redemption.
Simba sighed, the burden of leadership weighing heavily on his shoulders. "And if you're wrong?" Mufasa's voice grew firm, his resolve unshakable.
Then we will defend our home, but we owe it to our future to try.
Despite Simba's misgivings, Mufasa invited Kovu to the Pride Lands under strict supervision. The young lion was wary, his loyalty to Zira clashing with the kindness he found in Kiara's company. As days turned into weeks, a fragile bond began to form between the two. Mufasa observed Kovu closely, offering quiet guidance when needed. One evening, as the stars glittered above, he approached the young lion.
Bravo,
Mufasa said, his voice gentle but probing.
you carry a heavy burden. Zira's expectations weigh on you, don't they?
Kovu looked down, shame flickering in his emerald eyes. I don't know who I'm supposed to be. Mufasa's gaze softened.
You have a choice, Kovu. To follow the path others have laid for you, or to forge your own. The hardest battles are fought within.
Kovu nodded slowly, Mufasa's words sinking into his heart. Zira's fury erupted when she learned of Kovu's growing connection with the Pridelanders. She led an attack on Pride Rock, her Outlanders clashing violently with Simba's pride. The battle was fierce, a storm of claws and roars that shook the savannah. Mufasa stood at the forefront, his roar echoing like thunder. He faced Zira directly, his golden mane blazing in the sunlight.
This ends now, Zira.
He declared, his voice filled with unyielding authority.
Your hatred blinds you to the future.
Zira sneered, her eyes burning with rage. You think your wisdom will save you, old king. Scar was right. Mercy is weakness.
Scar's downfall was his hatred. And it will be yours, too.
As the battle raged on, Kovu made a choice. He turned against Zira, standing between her and Simba. No more, mother. This cycle of hatred ends here. Blinded by fury, Zira lunged at Kovu but lost her footing near a raging river. Mufasa and Simba tried to save her, but she rejected their help, plunging into the waters below. With Zira gone, the Outlanders led by Kovu and Kiara began to reconcile with the Pridelanders. A new era of unity dawned, guided by the wisdom of Mufasa and the courage of the younger generation. You were right, father, Simba admitted, a hint of awe in his voice. Peace was possible. Mufasa smiled, his golden eyes shimmering with pride.
The greatest strength lies not in claws or teeth, but in understanding and unity.
As the Pridelands thrived once more, Mufasa looked to the stars, silently thanking the great kings of the past for their guidance. And so the Pride Lands thrived under the wisdom and guidance of Mufasa, Simba, and the next generation. With unity restored and old wounds healing, a new dawn rose over the savannah, a testament to the enduring power of hope, forgiveness, and family. What if Mufasa had truly been in The Lion King 2? How different would the story have been? Did you enjoy this reimagining of the beloved classic? Let us know in the comments below what you think of this alternate timeline, and if you have your own ideas for how this story could have unfolded, we'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more creative takes on your favorite stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep imagining the what-ifs.